Somewhere along the Grand River in what is now South Dakota, a man lies alone in the tall grass. His body is broken. His rifle is gone. The men who were supposed to bury him have already walked away. They are certain he will be dead by morning. They are wrong. What follows isn't frontier folklore or campfire exaggeration. It is one of the most astonishingly documented survival stories in American history. His name is Hugh Glass. Before he became the man who crawled across nearly 200 miles of unforgiving wilderness, before the betrayal, before the legend, he was simply another trapper chasing opportunity on the dangerous edge of the American frontier. But in the summer of 1823, the wilderness had something waiting for him, a massive grizzly, and in a matter of seconds, everything would change. The question was no longer whether the wilderness could kill him. The question was, could anyone survive what happened next? The moment that changed everything. Hugh Glass was born around 1780 in Pennsylvania. The frontier shaped people quickly in those days. Survival depended on awareness, skill, and resilience. Glass learned to track animals through dense forests, to read weather from shifting clouds, and to move quietly across terrain that offered no forgiveness for mistakes. By 1822, opportunity pulled him west. General William Ashley called for experienced men to venture into the upper Missouri River Territory as part of what became known as Ashley's 100. Glass joined the expedition. The promise of profit was strong. So were the risks. The Grizzly encounter. By 1823, the expedition had already faced danger. It was August 1823. Glass moved ahead of the group near the Grand River. The forest felt still, too still. Then he saw her. A mother grizzly, enormous and protective, her cubs nearby. The attack came fast. Glass attempted to defend himself, but the bear's power was overwhelming. He was knocked to the ground and badly injured. When the animal finally retreated, Glass lay motionless, barely conscious. His companions approached carefully. He was breathing, but only just. Two men, John Fitzgerald and a young trapper named Jim Bridger, were assigned to stay with Glass until he passed and then bury him. For days, they waited. Glass drifted in and out of awareness. His injuries were severe. Survival seemed unlikely. But fear began to influence the men watching him. The Arikara were believed to be nearby. Remaining in one place was dangerous. Eventually, convinced that Glass would not recover, they left. They took his rifle and equipment, and they reported him dead. A refusal to die. Glass regained consciousness to silence. No companions, no weapon, no supplies. His leg was badly injured, his body weakened. Even sitting upright required effort, but he made a decision. He would not die there. Slowly, he began to move. At first, he dragged himself across the ground. Later, he fashioned a crude support to help him stand. He survived on berries, roots, and small animals he managed to catch. His destination was Fort Kiowa, roughly 200 to 250 miles away. There were no roads, no safe routes, only wilderness. For 6 weeks, Glass traveled across plains, through forests, and along riverbanks. He crossed water using improvised flotation. He avoided hostile territory. He endured heat by day and cold by night. Each step required determination, and somehow he kept going. Transformation in the wild. During that journey, something shifted. Survival became clarity. Glass was no longer focused on profit or revenge. His entire world narrowed to one goal: continue moving. The wilderness tested him daily. It demanded endurance, patience, adaptation, and Glass answered. Return to civilization. When he finally reached Fort Kiowa, he was exhausted, scarred, and barely recognizable from the man who had left weeks earlier. But he was alive. His survival stunned those who saw him. News spread quickly through frontier settlements. A man attacked by a grizzly, left for dead, traveled hundreds of miles alone. Glass later made his way toward Fort Atkinson to confront the men who had abandoned him. He found Jim Bridger first. Bridger was young and deeply shaken when faced with the man he believed he had left to die. Glass chose forgiveness. Later, he located John Fitzgerald, who had joined the US Army. Confrontation did not turn violent. Glass chose restraint. After surviving the wilderness itself, revenge no longer held the same power. His greatest victory had already been won. The final chapter. For another decade, Hugh Glass continued working as a trapper in the Rocky Mountains. Life remained dangerous, but he carried the experience of a man who had endured the unimaginable. In 1833, near the Yellowstone River, Glass and 2 companions were killed during an encounter with Arikara warriors. His life ended as many frontier lives did, but his story endured. Hugh Glass survived a devastating bear attack. He was abandoned without weapons or supplies. He traveled over 200 miles through untamed wilderness in one of the most remarkable survival journeys in American history. Not because the odds were in his favor, but because he refused to surrender.